Hi everyone, it's Soovin, and welcome back to another video on my UWC application process. Today I'm going to be reading some of my essays that I submitted as a part of my application through the Korean NC based upon request from my previous video, but also I wanted to be as much help as possible, so I decided to share not all of my responses, but a few of my responses, and this is through the Korean National Committee, so just keep that in mind. Your questions might be a bit different from mine. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and by the way, I'm back at RCN, and this is my little RCN corner. Okay, so we had a total of 3 short answer questions and 3 long answer questions, and for the short answer questions, the limit was 3 sentences. There wasn't a specific word count, but we just had to answer within 3 sentences. And then for the long answer questions, that was 300 words. So I'm gonna read 2 from each. So yeah, and although these are questions from the Korean National Committee, I find that a lot of these questions are recycled throughout the years, and especially the later long answer questions, they are just universal, I feel like, across all national committees. So I hope that you find this video useful, and a disclaimer that your application should be your own. And so while it's good to be inspired by this video, make sure that your content is your own and that your own ideas are coming through, not just for the sake of plagiarism, but also because that is how your application is going to be its best. So first question is, which superpower would you choose? To fly or to be invisible, and why? So I was supposed to answer this in 3 sentences, and I said, in my perspective, flying offers significantly more benefits as it is not only practical, but gives you unprecedented freedom. One of my favorite hobbies is to travel. If I were given the ability to fly, I would explore all the cities I adore from a completely new perspective. In addition, flight would be extremely functional in my current home of Istanbul, where traffic is notoriously miserable and time-consuming. So yeah, even in this short question, I tried to bring out other parts of my personality, like the fact that I love to travel, and also a little bit of fun, like a little bit of commentary on how traffic in Istanbul is notoriously miserable. So yeah, don't be super serious. I mean, the nature of the question itself is not that serious. It's asking, me to choose a superpower. So that's kind of also what I touched upon in the last video, but you don't always have to be super duper serious. Okay, now I'm gonna skip the second question, and the third question was, if you can choose a color to describe yourself, which one would you like to choose and why? And I was also supposed to answer this in 3 sentences. I said, purple is a harmonious composition of the 2 most contrasting hues on the color palette, which resembles me as a person. My energetic, lively red shows when I am with my friends, yet I strive to be serious, earnest, and calm, like blue when I am in a position of influence to others, such as being the leader of my club. I am at my best when I combine these 2 opposing sides of my personality and channel this undeniable energy into my work and surroundings. Okay, that's what I said. I think that's pretty accurate. Still, this was my application 2 years ago, but yeah, so just don't just choose a color, but also you have to obviously add meaning, and also your application is obviously very limited, so whenever chance you get, just express who you are, and that's how you're gonna have a successful application. Next is a classic question that I think should at least be answered or asked in all national committees, and it is, what motivated you to apply to UWC? So this one was 100 words. Oops, sorry, I just heard something. This one was supposed to be answered in 300 words. So yeah, and also this is a very personal question, so I think it differs for people just completely, but I'll just read what I wrote, and hopefully you will be inspired. Just gonna take a sip of water before starting. As a Korean expat, I've gratefully had the opportunity to explore some of the most extraordinary things the world has to offer. This cosmopolitan lifestyle has taught me the beauty of diversity and solidified my values as a young adult, which aligns with UWC's guiding principles regarding diversity, community, and service. One crucial event that led to the development of my ideologies was the Turkey earthquake. Although nature cannot be subdued, it was beyond devastating to see the effects of this terrible disaster firsthand. In an attempt to alleviate even the most infinitesimal of damages, I raised funds for disaster relief by hosting a sports tournament within our Korean community in Istanbul. Even in freezing temperatures, the experience was inexplicably rewarding and reinforced my yearnings to be a person who leaves a positive impact on the world. The behemoth of a global effort for aid that followed, prevalent even in South Korea, was truly inspirational and prompted my eagerness to help others in times of difficulty. However, the biggest motivation behind my application is the opportunity to build lifelong relationships during the two most crucial years of my academic life with like-minded students who are also in pursuit of the UWC mission to create a sustainable future. I'm eager to participate in casual late-night conversations and calm debates of how we can make the world a better place. Not only will I learn from the student body that challenges my own thinking, I'll make my own contributions and bring unique ideas and solutions to the table as well. Having experienced educational systems from all over the world, I understand the importance of quality education, and I'm certain that UWC will provide me with a real learning experience and new insight into the world that is unique to UWC. So I feel like that's very sweet, and like being here right now, it is true, like everything that I hope for has like in part come true, which is very nice to see. I haven't seen this application in forever, but basically I think the key elements you have to do here is obviously state why you want to apply, but also you need to appeal that you are the right person for UWC. So as you can see here, I talk about how like my experience makes me suitable for UWC, and you should do the same, whatever your experience is, and also give concrete examples of things you've done. Perhaps for me that was, the fundraiser for the earthquake, but for you that could be something completely different. But give concrete examples, and also, you need to appeal that you are the right person for UWC. Yeah. Okay, last question. I'm not going to be reading the last essay because that one's kind of personal, but this is another classic, not even just UWC, but I feel like school application or like just any kind of interview question, and it is, tell us about a situation where you were wrong, let yourself down, or failed at something, and how you recovered from it. And this was also 300 words. A funny story is that when I was looking through like videos on UWC applications, they said do not write something academic for like the failure question because you don't want to be seen as just an academic person. But I wrote about how I got rejected from a school before, and it worked out fine. So just honestly write what you want, as long as it's personal, you overcome this failure, obviously. And yeah, so I'll read my essay to you now. I need another sip of water, I'm sorry. Okay. 3 years ago, in my constant strive to improve my academic environment, I applied to a school and got rejected. I was appalled and kept questioning where I went wrong. Until this point, I'd always achieved everything I'd set my mind on. I got elected as house captain with ease and received the best awards schools had to offer. At some point, I expected every opportunity to come my way, and I couldn't fathom the reality that I'd been rejected. Reflecting on my experience now as an improved individual, however, I recognized that I had faults of my own that led me to my first grade failure. I was unable to find an appropriate balance with schoolwork and ended up neglecting areas of my application. Yet what I believe to be important is not the rejection itself, but rather our actions in response to these failures that develop us as individuals. True. I'm now directly counteracting my mistake by utilizing what I've learned from my failures to ensure success in this new endeavor. In order to not repeat my mistake, I've set deadlines for myself and followed specific time schedules to ensure that my work is of its utmost quality. Months, even years before the start of my application, I researched the history and principles of UWC, in addition to attending the virtual Atlantic College Open Day to learn more about student life. I do not regret the choices I've made because the pathway that stemmed from this reaction led me to who I am today, a person with an insatiable desire for improvement and knowledge. Seeing how much I've improved as a person through direct examples over the course of a few years has reassured my confidence in my abilities and given me a positive outlook on my future. So cute, so sweet. I think just the one crucial element for this question is that you need to demonstrate how, again with concrete examples, you overcame this failure. So I said that I set deadlines for myself. So similarly, just make sure that you learn something from this failure and write that down on your application. So it doesn't seem like you've just experienced failure and you haven't done anything to overcome it. So I think that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you found it useful. Remember, your application is going to be at its best when it's your ideas and your experiences that come through. But don't stress too much. You've got this, guys. And if you have any questions or if you want to see more content, then please also leave that in the comments below. And I hope this video was helpful, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys!